Hello, everybody. Mark Feuerstein in the house, in my house. Anyway, these are my 9 questions for Tribalist. There are so many books that I love, but the one I'm going to go with is a book by Jon Kabat-Zinn, the leader in mindfulness-based stress reduction. And his book is called Wherever You Go, There You Are, which in and of itself is a very profound thought, because we all make decisions to change where we live, what we do, to be happier. And the fact is, wherever this thing goes, which is everywhere with us, there you are. So the key to life is keeping this thing quiet and peaceful to the extent that we can. So the song that I've had on repeat for probably a good 25 years since college is Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys. It's a song that, if I had to identify a big chunk of who I am, which is that little Jewish kid who wanted to be black, who grew up in Manhattan and had breakdancers at his bar mitzvah party, that is best represented by the Beastie Boys, who shared that same identity. Well, I'm Mike D, and I'm back from the dead, chilling at the beach down at Club Med. Make another record because the people that want more of this suckers, they be singing, they could take it out of Horowitz, Hurricane, Got Cloud. Other DJs, put your head out. I'm bopping on the string, I'm paid to sing my rhymes, I do my thing, I'm in a lava lamp. It's like a brain hotel, singing and rocking, but we rock well. The Patty Duccio, the Rents, and then I bust a tango, got more rhymes than Jamaica got mangoes. Okay, this is a very hard question. I love movies. Part of the reason I'm an actor today is because of my love of movies. But if I had to choose a movie that everyone should see, it'd be one of 4 movies. That was the best I could do. The Big Lebowski, genius, Coen brothers, hysterical, profound, an amazing character. Rocky, pure inspiration, romantic, incredible sports movie. The Godfather, it's just one of the greatest movies of all time. And then finally Annie Hall, which I know is controversial because of Woody Allen in the Me Too era, but it's truly one of the most brilliant romantic comedies. I feel like every scene in that movie could be its own movie. So those are my 4, and I'm sticking to them. I'd say that Italy is the country that has the most special place in my heart. And that's not for any other reason than they have the most delicious food. And it's a world where art is on display everywhere you go. The very cities like Rome or Venice or Florence are works of art themselves. So I would go with my wife and my 3 children, Lila, Frisco, and Addie, and we would go to Tuscany, because I'd never really been to the hills of Tuscany and tasted the wines and the pastas of Tuscany, but we would end up in Florence, which is just heaven. So speaking of Italy, there is this one restaurant that I have been fortunate enough to eat at. And it's on an island in the Lake Como region of Italy. And it's this island called La Isola Bella, the beautiful island. And it is a beautiful island. But there's only one restaurant on this island, and the only thing on this island is a restaurant. And when you come to this restaurant, you look out on Lake Como, and they start bringing you, it begins with half a tomato and a thin slice of lemon, which you eat on top, just to awaken the palate. And then they just bring you about 10 to 15 courses. The first 5 or 7 are just grilled vegetables fresh from that day, picked from their garden, whether it's onions or asparagus or forget what else they might have. Oh, broccoli rabe or broccoloncini. Anyway, those vegetables are delicious. And then they bring you a pasta course. And then they bring you fried chicken, which is in that Tuscan style. And I could go there right now, and that would also be heaven. Okay, podcasts, you're hitting me in an area where I live right now. I am loving podcasts. I am obsessed with podcasts. I would like to have my own podcast, and maybe I will sometime very soon. Tribalisters, and you'll all check it out. But until I do, I love Waking Up with Sam Harris. I love the Rachel Maddow Show, which I listen to on my podcast app. I love Tim Ferriss a lot. I love Malcolm Gladwell's Revisionist History. The guy's a genius, and every episode is fascinating. I love My Favorite Murders. I recently met the two women who host that show, and it's genius. A little dark, but very funny. And that's all I'll stick with for now. But there are so many great podcasts out there. And, I recently listened to Bikram. That was a harrowing story. It was pretty amazing, especially in the Me Too era, about a guy who put yoga on the map, but was also kind of a very sketchy predator. And so you can hear that story. Dirty John was unbelievable, if you haven't heard that, in the same vein. Okay, those are my podcasts. My hidden gem TV show is Succession. If you are not watching it on HBO, then you should be running, not walking, to your TV if you have HBO. If not, go to a friend. It's unbelievable. It's a show about a family loosely based, I think, or not so loosely, on the Murdoch family, who own Fox Media, Fox Studios, Fox News. And that in and of itself, by saying that, could be polarizing, but it has nothing to do with Donald Trump and Fox News. It has everything to do with a very rich family with a patriarch who is the head of an enormous media company, and all of the children who grew up with silver spoons in their mouths, just wanting to take the money and the company from their dad, and all of the bad behavior that goes on between them to do that. And it's one of the greatest critiques of a rich family and of money and materialism I've ever seen, but it's brilliantly funny, it's beautifully shot, incredibly well acted, and you should check out Succession. So, what video game? When there were cavemen and dinosaurs roaming this earth, meaning a long time ago, I used to play in television football. I think this was Madden football before it was my son plays Madden football. It's a very different level of video game than the pixelated, random ass football players that we played with back in the day. But that's what I played with my best friend, Eric Diamond. And you kindly asked whether or not I was good at it. And the answer is not as good as Eric Diamond. So I'm just thinking on the fly here, if I were going to come up with someone that you should ask next, it would be Katie Lowes from Scandal, my good friend. She's amazing, and you should meet her because she's just an incredible person.